Greetings, Commanders! Well, I've talked to the Melt in charge of programming, and I have great news. We are retiring the Melt News segment with a new segment called Tewsday Newsday. Well, you guys saw this coming. Listen, Tewsday Newsdays is basically Melt News, but there's a new segment which I think people are going to get really excited about, and I'll show that off at the end of this video. So for today's news, let's talk about it. We are in the off-season. Galactic Battle has ended. Congratulations, CAD. I have gone ahead and contacted TB, their guild leader, and sent out the Galactic Battle Season 8 belt after having the final plate added to it. I made a video about that, posted on Sunday. If you want to take a look at it, put some Queen on it, and did a little celebration for them. So congratulations, guys. Well done. Huge underdog victory for them. But we're also going to talk about a patch that just launched today. We got Pictor and Hoodoo getting a little damage buff to their explosive blast, which isn't too major, but we also got an airship commander that is going to be kind of a guaranteed hit blasting kind of commander as well, which makes me wonder if they're trying to get players to start using this new tier 12 that is kind of shield and damage focused, so they can, hit harder and use shields to protect themselves instead of that nice tear space reliability with the tank builds. I don't know. I think that's definitely where they're going. They launched this new tier 12. It wasn't a great hit. It seemed like only infantry were really benefiting from it. But, now that Pictor's always been in the picture. Full Metal and Elf are great, but Pictor's always been in the picture. The problem with Pictor is he's not great against Vega and he's not great against Rogers. He has two really bad matchups of the two most commonly played commanders. But overall, he's a good commander against infantry and other walkers. So Pictor picked up his 60% skill, jumped from, instead of being 1.5% damage per level, it's now 2% damage per level. So at level 60, it's going to do 120% bonus damage. So in other words, when he hits the front row, he hits the other two slots. It's basically the Walker Awakening twice, but it has to hit in order to do the damage. Of course, his 20% skill does give all of his troops the chance to hit, which works great on tier 12. Both sets of tier 12, kind of like Medusa's skill, exactly like Medusa's skill. Crit chance as well on it. I like it better than Hoodoo's buff. Hoodoo is basically like the utility version of Pictor. I'm not going to go into that in full detail, but just know that what makes Hoodoo different is his Chain Blast, the same ability that Pictor has, is 40% to trigger instead of 60, and it doesn't hit as hard. It's 1.5% per level, which is a buff, 50% harder than it was. But his major trade-off here is he has this Death Rattle skill, which blows everything up. So he kind of falls off the meta at like tier 11 or so. Speaking of the meta, this new airship commander, this is what I want to talk about. People are trying to say like, she's going to be, a golem replacement, but she's going to be able to do like the airship awakening. So she has this thing called Shockwave. We don't know what her skills are, what the percentages are. It's probably going to be high, 40 or 60%. It says, has a chance to trigger before next action if it hits a target. So if it hits target, just like Pictor and Hoodoo skill, then it deals partial attack damage by percentage to all enemy targets. So it's the Airship Awakening. It's just like Pictor and Hoodoo skill, but for airships. So that makes sense. And then our first skill is just a basic guaranteed hit. 1% damage per level is what it's looking like. So 40% guaranteed hit skill. That's another 40% guaranteed hit skill Airship Commander. So that's Golem, Vega, and now Dragon Slayer. Am I missing anyone? Oh, Raymond. Raymond's up in there too. The thing about hers, though, is 1% damage. It says always hit in the attack power. So when they say damage, when they say attack, we never really know. Like the old argument of like Chief versus Golem. That was like one of the big debates. Is like, is Chief the Walker version of Golem? And the answer is no, because Chief didn't scale his damage the same way Golem did with his guaranteed hit skill. So we're not going to be seeing her until the Galactic Battle playoffs. It looks like she's going to be the reward. So if you go to the leaderboard rewards for Galactic Battle, she's going to be A-class Dragon Slayer, and we can read her text. It says, Meggie, that's her name, Meggie, came from the exotic lands. She was hunting the fierce exotic dragons while scientists were traveling the catacombs of time and space, then it's so-called Dragon Slayer. So she already has a weapon named after her. Now she looks like she might have like time traveled from Sky Kingdoms to join us on Ark of War while she was fighting dragons over there. Okay, enough about that. The best replay of the week? Oh yeah. This replay comes to you from Exo Stalker from USG against his forever rival ARG's Adrian or Hoppin. All right, let me scope this by saying Exostalker found a Hoppin on the server. This was not, in a Galactic Battle or Peak contest. Obviously, one slot busting. You don't see that too often in Peak contest. New meta, just one slot bust in Peak contest. But he hits the Nonviolent Resistance Gemini trigger. You'll notice that a Hoppin has quite a bit more leadership as well. So the equivalent would be twice the leadership. Yeah, about twice the leadership. 1366 times 3 is twice as much as 2000. So yeah, he's double the leadership, but he's one slot busting him. So killing him in one shot would be really hard, but if you Gemini Nonviolent Resistance, you got a good chance at it. So boom, there's the hit. Only kills 300 on the primary hit, but another 50, and then boom, the Gemini takes him down. But unfortunately, at this point, he didn't get to kill him. So even though he's already done a tremendous amount of damage, he gets a second chance at it and just dies barely. But great work. Congratulations, Exo. Huge win. I got to see his points for Galactic Battle, the Kill Event Weekend. He obviously won it with that one slot bust. Not obviously. I guess it could have turned into a massive brawl. One more thing. I want to end this saying that if you're a new player and you don't care about Tier 12 and you don't care about Hoodoo and the meta and what's going on with the new troops, just know that Pictor is a great commander to take all the way up. From Tier 6, Tier 7, all the way to Tier 12, you can play Pictor. So if you want to get on board with the Pictor train, now that he's gotten buffed, that's a great idea. As far as this new airship commander is concerned, you may as well ignore everyone else's. We're not going to see her for another 2 months anyway. It's all speculation until then. And we have a lot to figure out with the airship meta and how we're going to use attack damage to use shields. Because right now, it just seems like the old Tier 12 is the way to go. Terror Space is awesome. And infantry, I'm glad they're buffing airships and walkers when infantry needs all the help. Can we get a balance commander for infantry? Can we get a defense commander for infantry? I'm going to get on my pedestal and just say I'm tired of just having literally one choice in infantry, right? It's Gilly or Neko. It's one choice. It's the same commander, one slot bust. Yes, there's a Stella defense tank build. It's not that good. There's a penetration build. I'm going to go into that more later. Guys, come on, give infantry something. Once you go down that infantry road, it's hard to go back. You can't go back. Okay. Thanks for all the patrons that make this channel possible, that pay for all these intros, that pay for these Galactic Battle belts. And they fund this entire community. They really do. So if you're interested in joining Patreon, there's a link at the end of this video. Get your sweet Founders Edition mugs. I think we're down to 1.5 boxes. So once these are out, we are done. I don't know what we're going to do next, but if you want the sweet Founders Edition mug, there's 1.5 boxes left. So sign up for Patreon and see what we're up to. I always post secret stuff, all the projects I'm working on. Get involved in the community and help support this channel. And we'll see you tomorrow for an episode of Pimp My Arc, maybe? We'll see. I wanted to show you guys from the Galactic Battle stream. We actually had the semifinals we streamed. We got 149 viewers at one time. That was a huge record for us. Of course, the finals happened at 5 a.m. the following week, and the max we got at one moment was 112. See that little icon there? But it was really cool. It's the most success we've ever had in a live stream. During the entire stream, we had 700 unique viewers during the finals and over 900 during the semifinals. So the semifinals actually performed better for us. I think that just comes down to timing.